This is Dustin Gardner. He's a comedy theorist, an award-winning musician, and he's desperately trying to hold his beautiful mind together. He's a living TikTok post that thinks that if he just does one more bad take on current events, he's finally gonna become famous. Will his guests keep him on track? Will he deservedly get canceled, or will this show crash and burn as he loses control once again? Welcome to Meltdown Island.
Not gonna do anything. Well,
I know everything Dustin's saying sounds totally delusional.
Dustin, where are you going? Just trust me!
Dustin, you slow down.
Dustin, you're a goddamn Einstein.
Dustin's right. You're a certified genius.
I think that's a great idea, Mike.
Thank you, Dustin.
If you look up the word tempting in the dictionary, you will find a picture of Sean.
It looks like Jarla is stuck between a rock and a Sean place.
I couldn't cash it out.
Sean is very built and sexy as hell. I'm going to sleep next to Sean Smith.
Nothing feels good when you're feeling bad. Nothing makes sense when you're feeling mad. Don't go around feeling sad, cause everybody's going around saying that you're crazy, that you're lazy, and you're unmotivating. To the people that surround you in society, they control you in your mind with anxiety. You gotta break free from that mindset. Break free, break free. Break free to explode. Break free to expose all of those emotional vulnerability and the complexities of your mind. And together we will find that the sun keeps shining on the other side. You know the sun keeps shining on the other side. The sun keeps shining on the other side of the rain cloud, of the storm clouds in your eyes, in your eyes. There's a place I know we can go and stay a while. Welcome to Meltdown Island. Welcome to Meltdown Island. To Meltdown, we can all meltdown together. Welcome to Meltdown Island. Meltdown Island. Meltdown Island.
Nice. What's up, YouTubers? Hello. Welcome back to Meltdown Island. Some of us haven't been able to sleep since they canceled 4th of July. Doesn't that stink? Hi, my name's Pookie. Some call me Dustin. Either way. I'm joined here with my friend and co-host,
Sean Hanlon.
Ooh, Sean Hanlon.
Deeper than the Nile. Kind of sounded like I was doing Sean Hanlon, the Moon River there.
That was, now that I hear it. Yeah. Look at you with that wonderful haircut you got. I love it.
Thank you.
Looking best of all time.
I'm living my best life.
I could tell. And I'm jealous. Look at us almost matchy-matchy.
Matchy.
Except, of course, no collar for me. Always the V-neck. Because when I was a kid growing up, I said to myself, man, I sure do I hate to have to choose clothes. And you know what I said? Man, I wish I could have the same clothes all the time. Like, cartoon. And they don't have to think about it.
Einstein bought like 7 pairs of the same outfit.
Really?
Yeah.
I know when I made all my money, when I was gambling, when I was going to the casino, first thing I bought, like 10 packs of the same sock. So I never have to like fold and put it together. Waste of time. Just put it all in the drawer. Boom. Pull 2 out. They go match.
He said he never wanted to expend any thought on what to wear.
Same. I ain't no one got time for that.
Ain't no one got time for that.
Oh no.
Ain't
nobody got time for
that.
No.
Ain't nobody
Got a time for that. No time for that. Hi, welcome back to Meltdown Island.
That was the musical interlude.
The #1 show for all of your pond coin dirt,
right?
Dish, delights.
I think what Dustin is trying to say is that we are the #1.
Talk about it, bud. Well, I'm sharing, you talking.
And longest running pond coin themed variety show hosted by 2 neurodivergent people.
Is that it?
More or less.
Okay.
I mean, all of that's true.
I'm not going to say it's not true.
So, but also, I mean, really at its core, Meltdown Island at Pond Cove is a place where you and I,
that's sweet,
we can come together and process the world as it's melting down around us.
That's sweet, bud.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Because make no mistake, the world is melting down around us. And that takes a lot to process that. So this is a safe place to do it. And sometimes in processing it, Dustin, you know what happens?
What's that?
We melt down. We melt down, or so you melt down, or I melt down, or commenters melt down.
I mean, I don't know. I think we are actually bringing in a whole new audience, bud.
Hello, Brazilian monkey.
You sound hot. So
this is the place to do it. Like,
this is the place to do it.
Obviously, the hot topic is the debate last week.
You think that's the hot topic?
I mean, obviously the Supreme Court as well.
That's the only topic. Like that's our mantra at the end of every show. We don't go, hope everyone has a good debate this week. Mm-hmm. Hope you don't have a senior moment.
Here's what to me
talk about it
is.
Guys, can I be honest? I did not see the debate, so that's why I'm not as.
Well, I mean, I don't necessarily want to talk about the debate.
I don't either.
Because honestly, I didn't watch the debate either.
Okay.
Because I knew nothing of any substance was going to be said. Donald Trump just lies. And Biden, I mean, I know Biden. After all these years, I know Biden.
You know
There's nothing that he's going to say that's going to shock me.
Much like Trump, they're not going to change.
Right.
Once you get to a certain age, you are who you are.
For that reason, I think there was good reason, good cause, not to have any debates at all.
Uh-huh.
Why put yourself in that position? Just let Trump keep going out and hanging himself. So anyway, I only know.
Well, he tried to hang his vice president at one point.
I saw all the highlights or lowlights, as the case may be, on the news the next day. And
Jon Stewart's take.
The thing that most concerns me is that it seemed like Biden was getting a little bit of momentum. And after the trial, Trump was starting to slump. And so it seemed like he was getting some good momentum.
Mm-hmm.
But then he went out there and reminded people just how old he is.
Mm-hmm.
And here's the thing. I don't think you have to be young to be president. Because
listen to this.
I would prefer that we have a young person.
Oh.
But it's fine that as long as he can speak and think.
Communicate those thoughts.
Right. But he's got a whole team of people around him to do all the work.
The
really.
sucky thing is
He's
he
just
grew
there to
up with a
give his
bad
opinion.
stutter, and I think that you're seeing that stutter
I mean, we're not going to try and rationalize it.
because we didn't even really watch it.
He's an old guy. From the clips that I saw, I mean, it's
Mhm.
stuff that I've seen.
Mm.
It's stuff that I've seen him doing for years. He promised that he was just going to be a one-term president. When he was running in 2020, he's like, I'm just going to run because I can beat Trump and we'll restore sanity, and then I will step down.
He pulled a Franklin Delano Roosevelt, or he pulled a Roosevelt.
Well, I don't know.
Because Roosevelt, he got the presidency because the president before him died.
Teddy Roosevelt. You're talking about Teddy Roosevelt.
Teddy. Yeah. And then he ran and he won, but then he's like, I'm not gonna run again.
Then he came back.
And then he realized, though, towards the end of it, he goes, dang, I guess I didn't really win the first few. Those was just sort of a gimme.
Right.
And I get it that we're only supposed to run twice, like George Washington
Well,
did.
when Teddy Roosevelt was running, there was no law saying you don't run twice. Because FDR won 5.
That's right. But who made up the law that they can't? Because it's crazy that they put restrictions on themselves in any way, shape, or form. Isn't that wild?
This is in an era when they could still work together to get something done, because they had to pass an amendment to the Constitution. That's a big deal. It's got to be ratified in every state, or not in every state, the majority of states. It's got to be ratified by 2/3 of Congress.
Right.
So, I mean, that's a lot of work to do that. But I would guess that either side was like, I don't want the other team to get a president for 5 terms. I mean, it worked out well for us. Like the Democrats were like, it worked out well for us this time, but what if it's a Republican next time? And the Republicans are like, we can never let this happen again with a Democrat. So I'm sure that was their common ground.
True.
But the thing that this is why my horror trumps your horror. Because
Don't talk about my horror.
Because yes, while the Supreme Court ruling on Sunday or yesterday was is gutting. It's gutting. I mean, it's going to be problematic as far as an execution of the laws that Congress always vaguely puts together. But my concern from Thursday is that it made just enough people say, "Oh, I can't vote for Biden." That scares me, because
there is no viable candidate right now.
He's going to get to make 2 more, because both
judges,
Republican judges, the older guys, are going to retire, and 5 of 9 Supreme Court members will have been appointed by Donald Trump, and that to me is terrifying.
It's wild.
Because they're already doing stuff like this.
They've already made a difference.
I mean, we're late to it, really. I mean, obviously, the overturning of Roe v. Wade was
wake up call for sure.
Yeah, it was telltale.
Telltale. What is it?
Telltale.
Telltale. How you say it?
I feel like I've been
tell. No, you haven't. You've been talking about the melting down of what's going on inside of this thing here, bud, and this thing here.
That's what we're here for.
Is this?
I shouldn't be apologizing.
It's not like we got to take a take on everything.
And also,
but sometimes we have to take a take on something because we're going crazy.
As we've talked about here,
we're melting down.
The election will come down to about a half of it because of the electoral college. The election is basically going to come down to 500,000 votes in like 3 or 4 states. That's how few have to look at that debate and say,
"Ain't that something?
I can't vote for that guy."
I mean, really, on both sides, though. It's not like it's just one guy. I feel like there's other people that look at Trump and they say, I can't vote for that guy.
Right.
Did you say both? Or are you just thinking
Biden? Obviously, there were people. Oh, did I say both? I don't know.
I don't think you did. But I'm saying in your mind, you were thinking just Biden.
Right.
Look how many categories I got now.
Wow.
Because of this. Because of, I think that some of the things are getting lost.
Okay. Oh, boy.
So we definitely have issues with the Supreme Court, as you and I both know.
Right.
And so what I've done is I've gone ahead and bookmarked some things, some passages.
Swell.
Some passages for us to read and to look over.
Mind you, we're going to be looking at Twitter. Yes.
Yeah. These are some.
So none of these are specifically vetted for.
We got to step back a little bit.
Or fact checked at all.
No.
You gotta expect that this is going to be opinion, but I guess it'll help us to gauge what's going on.
Oh, look, that's better.
With the.
Then that way we can go like this. Okay.
Feel is.
You got to come in though. There it is.
Yeah.
So just take one step to the left there, and I'll just.
This is where I stand.
No. So the conservative Roberts Court.
Yes.
In just the last few years, overturned affirmative action, overturned Roe versus Wade, restricted voting rights.
Right, that's right. I remember they did that.
Overturned.
Because they said that racism had been cured, so there was no need to have these protective measures.
It's protective, right?
Yeah.
But the crazy thing is why are they taking away our rights and our protections against those rights being infringed upon?
Because racism has been cured, DUSTiN.
Allowed homelessness to be criminalized. Did you know about that?
Yeah.
Boy, oh boy, should have really kept that house of mine, huh? Because I could literally be considered homeless. I know I rent.
Right.
Where's your property, though? You're not a real U.S. citizen unless you have property. What?
And more people cannot afford property.
Drastically expanded the power of taking power.
And more homes and more and more homes and apartment buildings are being scooped up by hedge funds.
Look at this. This is weird. So you've got Arab Emirates, Russia, and Trump plane all at the same airport, airport, parked off in a little area to the side for the last 2 days. Russian spy plane, Arab Emirates, and then they all just get maintenance, maybe? Like, let's give them benefit of the doubt. What could they be?
I mean, that's
doing?
suspicious. That's suspicious.
Let's read. Let's see what the tweet.
But also,
why isn't the media talking about this?
But also, and here is to be fair, maybe that's the parking lot for VIP jets. You know, you drop them off at the terminal, and then
I'm trying. I tried to give them the benefit of the doubt.
Pull over. Park in C3.
They do this.
Yeah.
You were like this, like you were pointing to a car.
All right.
And I'm just saying, if we let's not lose our just a little bit of edge we got left. That's all I'm saying.
I wasn't the guy who does this. I was the valet. I was the valet.
I saw valet. Can I say that?
Yeah.
Rose to you for your wonderful character work because I saw.
Thank you.
What was it? A valet. I was testing them, not me.
So you're going to give them the benefit of the doubt, but what now?
But here they are. I mean, you can't tell me they didn't just walk over or get on a van and the van takes them over. And
I don't think this proves anything.
It doesn't prove anything, but boy, oh boy.
It is. It's funny. It's suspicious, but I would tend to believe more that that's a VIP parking lot.
It's not.
They got to put them somewhere.
I got another one. I got another one saved. I think that tells more. That's why I wanted to come back and read it.
It's another VIP parking lot. I mean,
let's see. Let's look.
Not that I'm trying to protect anyone, but it's like I'm also trying to cool the jets.
Because the only one who wins in a civil war or in any kind of war are the people that make the guns and the bullets and the bombs and all that stuff. That's you, me, and the other people fighting that would be fighting. I'm not a fighter. I'm a lover of America. I'm not a fighter.
I mean, could you imagine investing in some of the weapons, some of the defense?
Are you saying that's what we should be doing?
I'm saying no. If you would have invested it with defense contractors, like in the spring of 2001, you bought a chunk because basically since 2001, it has been nonstop war in multiple places, and selling arms to other countries to have war. They've got to be making a fortune. So you know who that old Anonymous is? Remember that old Anonymous? Mm-hmm.
So they got this news here. They're like, make no mistake, this is a coup. Current president of the U.S. or of any other Democratic leader will not have immunity because the Supreme Court will then deem their actions as not within official duties. But if they've already said it's official duties, he could just say, as official duty, I'd like to go ahead and clean out the Supreme Court. I'm going to go ahead and fire everyone and rehire. It's official act. Sorry, fellas. My hands are tied. Or actually, they're not tied. Yours are tied because you tied them by giving me all the power.
I mean, procedurally, I don't know if it works that way. I don't know.
But you know what? Neither does taking home documents.
I don't understand your arguments here.
It's not an argument.
Right.
I'm just saying, think of the worst case scenario. A lot of people were going crazy yesterday going, this is what they want. This is what they want Biden to do. And I go, you're nuts. Because yes, we want Biden to do that. Sure. But we have no say. And he's not on Twitter. But ultimately, he's already came out and did his speech saying, I'm going to respect the office. I'm not going to abuse the powers. This is a stupid thing they just did. Let's try to get this fixed, right? I dissent. I dissent as well. Could you imagine, though, if he went with off of their thing saying, oh, anything that's an official act, I need to start showing you more of the things people are posting.
Then let's get to it.
Because it's
because I feel like you're getting a little verbose.
Maybe I am.
Mm-hmm.
So in the past 2 days, Donald Trump has posted or sent the following: a message to Liz Cheney, a message saying Liz Cheney is guilty of treason and must be sent to a military tribunal on live television. Now, is that part of a live act? What if he decides to do that once he gets in office? Because here's the apples and oranges comparison is Biden doesn't say this kind of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying. What constitutes an official act is ambiguous. And so they could
do you think paying off a porn star? But that's what I'm trying to say is, so let's go ahead and imagine Dark Brandon put on his glasses and starts having laser eyes.
Yeah, no, I mean.
And says, let's call it a Riz act because it's presidential act, Riz, and it's got, attitude because it's personal. So I'm going to call it the Riz act. Trademarked by me. Presidential act. Riz, presidential. And it's attitude and it's emotional. So it's got to have some Riz to it. It's got to have some, it's not by the law.
What else we got here?
And he should just say, hey, you know what? Can't be a felon and be president. There, official act. Saving Constitution. And isn't it unconstitutional? What don't you understand?
Well, I'm just saying, I think all of those things that you're talking about are hypotheticals.
Yes.
But I don't think they're really within the realm of...
but shooting a guy on Fifth Avenue would be in front of everybody? And that guy being Mike Pence? He tried to hang Mike Pence.
He didn't try and
He didn't. You're right.
He did not try and hang Mike Pence.
I take it back.
Why are you putting me in a position to defend Trump, guy?
I don't know why you are.
I'm just
I don't know why you're not like, yes, and.
I'm just a high guy trying to keep you in check because here's the thing. I mean,
I don't need to be checked. This is Meltdown Island.
Everybody, there's all this hyperbole and exaggeration. It's like,
to be fair, I didn't sleep last night.
The facts are scary enough.
And I lost money today on crypto, so maybe I'm not doing well right now.
Yeah, no, I get it, buddy, and I'm sorry.
A message saying he stands with convicted criminal Steve Bannon for blaming this person for sentencing him, some judge. He's a message saying he will obliterate the deep state. Message selling pins for $500 of an altered American flag with the name Trump across the flag. That's just in 2 days. Well, to be fair, they are running. Oh, this is it. Couldn't they just go back? So she's saying she's going to impeach the SCOTUS, Supreme Court of the United States. And that person is the New York senator.
I mean, they don't have control of the House. There's no way they're getting any kind of impeachment.
Anyway, this is where this whole bit comes to. Civil War II. This time it's not between the states. It's you and your neighbors. And your neighbors are Nazis. I mean, I didn't have enough characters.
This time.
This time it's
you
personal.
wrote this?
Yes.
This time
it's personal.
It's your neighbors and they've Nazis.
Thanks for ruining everything.
You gotta misspell it.
Guess I need to be in check. This just came out. Jeffrey Epstein's massage appointments for the and it's signed by Trump and the return phone calls.
I mean,
Donald Trump calling to set up his thing. Yeesh.
I mean, is that?
It's just those things I've seen overnight that have driven me crazy.
Right.
Because, you know, everybody always talk about that Epstein list and how they want to get Hunter Biden, who's not even in office, but they'll look the other way anytime it comes to interesting. So a convicted felon dictator, Trump's plane was not only parked near a Russian government plane, but also United Arab Emirates Air Force C-17 was also parked by both planes. Coincidence? I guess that was the other thing. Stephen King wrote, Ruth Bader Ginsburg refused to resign, and we got Amy Coney Barrett as a result.
Right.
Draw your own conclusions. That's true. Look at this. Clarence and Ginny Thomas feigned surprise over their new Harlan Crow summer RV.
I mean, why wouldn't she retire? For the love of God.
He must be happy. Look at him. Shorter Biden. The Supreme Court has given me a gun. I will continue to use a butter knife.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what people are saying. Have you heard about this Project 2025?
Yeah.
This guy talks about
so in the last 10 days
everything
or so,
I'm saying.
The Supreme Court said the president can't commit any crimes. Bribery is legal.
I need to remember this really loud. We can't even listen to it. There's his speech talking about it's wrong. Breaking it, a 9-0 decision. The Black Robe Supreme Injustice of Mordor ruled that the Dark Lord has immunity for official acts undertaken while wielding the One Ring to rule them all. Now that's J.R.R.
Joking.
Old joking.
J.R.R. joking.
Uh-huh. This guy talking. I note to self, don't need to do talking ones.
Right.
Don't need to pull those. Immunity ruling. I guess I'm the one that are like, I guess they canceled 4th of July, because isn't that about our independence and being free from a king? And here they are giving a king his crown. And last week they changed corruption from now on. No, it's not. We're not corrupt.
Right.
We're not corrupt. How dare they? This is the 5 forms of government. Do you know there's only 5 forms? I didn't know that. Aristocracy. That's such a weird word. I know, but it's such a weird word, isn't it?
It is.
They spell it all funny letters. I'm not good with eyes.
Well, and it comes from aristocrat, too. So
the joke.
Aristocracy, aristocrat.
Yep.
So you look at the word and you start to say aristocrat.
I start to say Aristotle.
And then all of a sudden you get to the end. The word's so damn long. You get to the end and you see the Y there and you're like, fuck, I started with the wrong one.
I want to start to say Aristotle, but then everyone's like, oh, they all know the word Aristotle now, so we're going to change it to something fancy like aristocrat. Yep. And then, you know what I mean? Then they're like, oh, it's derived. And then what's that say? A theocracy? No, a triumphacy. Timocracy. That's one run by the military. Oligarchy. That's by business people, rich folks. Demigods and populist. Democracy. And capricious dictators. tyranny. Where's utopia? Where's something good?
Yeah, I mean, it's impossible.
There's none of them are good.
We are not evolved enough as a species.
To just be like, hey, we're all cool. Let's just all be cool to each other.
No.
Let's just all be cool to each other, and we won't need these government people.
We can't do it, though.
That's when I get disappointed and depressed, and I go, who cares? Why try? Oh, I love that it's been almost 50 years since Star Wars released, and Mark Hamill is still leading the Resistance. So good. That's his new thing. Since they took away likes, he writes, like. Funny. That's so does that. With fear for our democracy, I dissent. Alito, I can't control my wife, but I can control your wife. Wow, it's so true. She just thinks she likes flags. What can I say? I'm going to tell my wife she can't hang a flag? Guess who doesn't get the old Hawk Tui this weekend then?
Hawk Tui.
Jack Black talking. Oh, this is the new version. The new version of this is pretty funny because basically he gets run over by the car as he's trying to get to the thing. And then this guy's all like, I'm just this new thing. Tough break, Billy boy. We're making us some new laws these days. What's Alec, I wonder?
That's great.
Bunch of corporations. Alec, American Heritage. What? That's not right. Yeah. Well, that's that thing. You understand.
Oh, I understand. Oh, I get it.
Here's the richest guy in the world, or second, third, fifth richest guy in the world saying, if you don't like paying taxes, make billionaires pay their fair share, and you never have to pay taxes again. Setting us up to win. There's a billboard. I've known Jeffrey for 15 years. Terrific guy. He's a lot of fun to be with. It is even said that he likes beautiful women as much as I do. And many of them women are on the younger side.
It's great.
Quote from Donald Trump.
That's a great poster. That's a great billboard, rather.
Right? So they got us. They made us melt down this week for sure. So that's why I went ahead and did some adorables. That's right. I said we having too much.
Yay,
we having
yes.
too much negative stuff.
Oh my God, this is what we needed.
That's what we needed. Na 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 na. Oh, look at that. It's just a cat. 95% cloud and 5% eyes.
Oh my God.
What a floofs. What a floofs.
What a floof.
So here's the dad walks in and goes, well, this is what we'll need to be taking you to therapy for in 10 years. What are you doing? Nothing, just playing. Well, where'd you learn this from? You don't just start taping people down like that. Who do you see doing this? No one. I just thought of it myself. That's a whole nother level of therapy. Dad. Why? Yep, going wrong way. This is a Zorse, a zebra horse.
Oh.
Zebra horse, la 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 la. Zebra horse, la 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 la.
I thought you were going. Zebra horse, zebra horse.
You don't even do it right anyway, but yeah.
What?
There it is. Look at this fella. Bro gets any girl he wants.
Oh my God.
None have to look forward when he's driving. He just knows it's fine. He remembers from when he was backing up. He remembers.
Is that a robot?
No, it's
Is that a robot cat?
It's a real cat with another cat laying in the bottom of the seat.
Oh, that cat doesn't look real. I think it's a robot cat.
I think so. It does seem to move perfectly. But then why are you looking forward there? I think that it does wear glasses really well.
Right.
The glasses got me suspicious right now. Like I'm going to give it the time. I'm going to give it the shirt. But cats don't like things. But then it is strapped on the glasses. Like, why wouldn't they just staple them in if it's not a cat? It's a robot, as you say. Look, it looks down, all interested. Like,
yeah, those aren't movements a machine can make.
No.
They are.
Oh, they are. Okay. I thought maybe they weren't.
But it's probably a real cat.
I mean, I think it is.
But also, I think there's a case to be made that it's not.
So this little fella, this little chimpanzee wants to feed
that.
the horse, and the horse don't want it. He's like, well, I'll eat it then. You're good, horse. You're good. I'll eat it. Look at this. Look at this. These crows hold hands.
Oh, my God.
Love is in the air. Isn't that sweet?
That's fucking sweet.
So when octopus gets stressed out, they like to hide. They don't want anybody to... Don't look at me! Don't look at me right now. Something happened and I'm not okay with it.
I just need to be alone for a few minutes.
Why can't I just be alone for 5 minutes? It's like I have to lock myself away in the shell. Look at that, using the suckers to pull itself in. They're so smart. Some would call them aliens. This is a dog slide where the dogs get super excited when they get to the bottom.
Oh my God.
Because they know the other dogs are... Watch, he's like, here he comes. I know you're coming down. I already know it, bro. I get this. Look, they wait at the door to greet him.
Someone's going to get hurt.
I know where he's coming. He's coming right here, you guys. I know where he's coming, like every one of them is. So silly. So this is Shabani the gorilla trying to approach AI, one of his females. She's been, maybe it's she's been largely uninterested in him for years, but he's been patient and keeps trying his best. So he's like, let's just sit down. Why do we always put so much pressure on everything?
Go ahead, tell me your story.
I'm not buying it. I don't think you want to be here for me right now. No, I do, baby. No, I do. I do want to be here. Come here. Hey, come here. What you doing? What do you want? What you doing?
Grow up, Charles.
Funny, huh?
Yeah, that's great.
That's all. I thought it'd be funny. Here's a couple of onions. If you're ever having a bad day, just remember this guy found out he was dead and was still going to work. Oh my gosh, that's so good.
That's great.
The greatest love story of all time. I slept with a homeless man, and then he drowned. Then I let him drown. Oh my God. Single misogynist, ready to settle down and hate one woman for the rest of his life.
Nice.
Isn't it sweet? Onion, knocking it out of the park. I literally started.
I
started this folder just for onions because this one was so funny. I thought.
Yeah, it's great.
It's like, why do they do that? Why don't they make it about love, you guys?
I mean, they've been at it a long time. It's really impressive that they keep coming up with news. But I guess the world keeps coming up with news.
I knew the kittens would have been a good move.
Glad I didn't show up until all these animal clips were playing.
Right?
Yeah, because everything before the animal clips,
infuriating, frustrating. You probably have been listened to.
It was worthless.
Maybe that's why people don't listen to me, because it's really not worth their time.
It's not worth their time.
Not Mark, though. Mark's got plenty of time to waste.
Good to see you, Mikila.
That's what I should say. Good to see you. Thank you for stopping by, Mark Mikila. It's always wonderful to read your words.
Sorry.
You thought about writing a book?
Have you thought about writing a book?
It's wonderful to read your words. That's all. No big deal. I didn't mean to sing that.
He does have he's got an amazing way with words.
Doesn't he? Like a wordsmith, they call it, I think.
Wordsmith. Clearly, he works with words.
He's like what? Nicolas Cage. He protects them. He's like National Treasures guy. Goes around getting documents, putting them in briefcases, taking them to other places. Then he lays out them documents with an iron or something, or like steam heat, where it's like, whoa, you walk in, you go, whoa, am I in a jungle in here? Because it compresses it, you know what I mean?
Oh, I know.
And then he puts it in, probably wipes it off, dries it out, strains it, and puts it in a laminate. He laminates things. pretty impressive. Like I said, JK, I've been here for all the doom and the gloom.
Speaking of that,
Just Dustin was making such good points, I didn't want to interrupt him like Sean was. Thank you, Mark. Thank you.
Look at that. Look at all that blue. Look at all that blue in the Arctic sea ice.
Oh, I got another one for you.
And that's what Trump's going to do, man.
He's going to fix it?
He's going to even though Biden's actions have been wholly inadequate, he's going to roll all those back.
Boeing prosecutor found dead in suspicious suicide.
Oh my God! Are you kidding me?
I've said this from
Two
day
whistleblowers,
one.
now the prosecutor.
I said this from day one.
Wow!
They've been made into people. They don't go to jail.
Wow!
They get off. They don't. If anything, they get a fine, and all that is how much are we willing to spend on doing what we want? How much is it worth? All right, I think we can beat that. I think we'll beat that.
This looks so suspicious.
Boeing is to be charged with criminal fraud. Company given until the end of the week to take a guilty plea or face trial, sources say. Wow. Wait, is that July 15th, 2024? Because it's not that.
Oh, yeah, it's not. That's say July 15th, 2024.
Is this fake then?
Oh, you know what? I think it's like fake, yeah.
What's this?
Because yeah, now there's going to be someone new for them to whack. I get it. All right, I see. That's the thing.
What do you mean? There's going to be someone new for them to whack?
Well, because if they're going to file charges against them, then the prosecutor gets involved, and so he's the one that they, a new person.
Oh yeah.
A new person in the saga to target because they've already taken out two.
Rudy Giuliani disbarred in New York State over 2020 election interference efforts. Donald Trump's request to delay. Manhattan does not oppose Donald Trump's request to delay July 11th hush money case sentencing.
Yeah, that hurricane, that's Category 5. The earliest Category 5 ever.
Yep, because we in the bees. There it is. There's that hurricane.
Wow.
Hurricane Burl. Hey, Burl. Burl, get in here. Look at all those boats. Ain't that crazy?
Crazy.
Kabadoosh. Oh, yeah, this is funny. Notice how straight naked bike parade in Chicago gets virtually no angry publicity or outrage on X. Whenever there's a pride parade of any kind, the outrage meter goes off the charts. True. All of those people are naked riding bikes. Boy, the hypocrisy. You see, we don't think about it because we're blinded by the boobies.
I mean, yeah.
We see boobies, we're like, that's fine, everybody's fine here. Can we go?
Yeah, right. What about the children that are going to see that?
Oh, wait, what? Don't they already? They were fed on. You know what I mean? I don't know what they say. That's not me saying that, though. Oh, these cops should be fired. They're over here playing on their phones while this girl's being beat up in the background. Making me melt down, bud.
What's the person taking the video doing?
He's yelling at them. They're like, you should be ashamed of yourself. She's yelling directly at them. You can hear them getting beat up, fighting. Whew. You seen these electric water guns? They now have flash muzzles to make them light up like a real gun.
Wow.
Look at that. That's weird.
That is pretty weird. But also, God, that's amazing.
It would be looking cool if you're playing in a water gunfight at a cottage or something where you're all fighting. You can see it at night. You see all the muzzle go off. All right, maybe.
Remember at Hake where we went through that phase where we would shoot each other and have those wars?
I think that was right after I left.
You had to have stopped it.
I know about it. Pardon me. I do know about it. This is what I wanted to bring up. You were going to show us the ice? This is why it melts so fast during the summer.
Are you completely deranged? I have told you this. You just don't listen to me.
It said it never goes night.
There's 6 months of the
sun.
year that's sunny.
Because we're on a tilt. Because the world, Earth, is on a tilt. Ain't that something?
Yeah.
It's just different when you see it.
Yeah.
I think I'm a visual learner.
Clearly.
I don't know.
But yeah, no, it's
got to be part of the reason for sure.
It is the reason, because the air is still cold. It's the
sun
energy. It's all that extra energy coming in.
So she was starting. She's in labor. She started to get mad and was starting to go, and her husband put on the mask, and then they both started laughing, and so she's basically laughing now.
Oh my god!
Because it's hilarious sounding. Because any noise you make, it makes the growling sound. Hilarious, right?
I love that mask.
Yeah, it's a funny mask. It's funny. If you bury your relatives in your backyard, you will never have to pay property tax again. Would you do this? I think they got rid of. They're saying get rid of funeral places, burial grounds. What do they call them?
Everyone in my family largely wants to be
cremated.
Mm-hmm. So in that case, yeah, I'd be happy to.
That's vanilla ice, huh? What's going on?
He's living his best life,
I guess. There's a community note. Sarah, here's another one for you. I started saving these for then. I got the show section out a little better. I think this is something Mike was talking about a few years ago. And it makes sense now.
All right, great. Well, it takes time.
Time.
Pondcoin.
By the way, Pondcoin, they've been doing...
more lops.
They've been giving them...
Okay.
No!
I found this on the web.
Wait. They've got this new... they're giving swaps prizes on Solana. People are like a casino. They literally have a little casino thing. Wow. So if you get the right time or the right amount of money or whatever it is, you win. Somebody was like, I just won $500, or I won $100, or $200, or I can give you more numbers. Sarasota average temperature in June 1993 was 80 degrees. Sarasota average temperature in June 2024, 91 degrees. So that was a yes-anding. See what I'm doing? I'm yes-anding.
Thank you.
A thread of passage of time. The Arctic, 100 years ago. Now, notice that it's now this, right? This is what this is part of the issue, right? Now, I feel like you really got on me last week for being a little callous towards and notice what I've done this week is I'm trying to show you some visual. You were being a little trying to show you some visual change. I'm trying to be the change you want to see.
Nice job, buddy. Thanks, pal.
But look at the difference, because that's a mountain.
At the same time.
I thought that was just like a little dirt pile up there or something, but that's the top of the mountain.
Tops of mountains, yeah.
Because you can see, because this is no glaciers now. So this is look at that fish. It swims standing up and down.
It's the weirdest looking fish.
Like super weird, dude. It's like metallically silver. It's like they're reflecting.
So weird.
Touches it, it goes sideways.
Underneath the sea is like another world.
It's like aliens.
They're like aliens.
Might as well be.
I mean, maybe they were aliens who came here for the water.
This is the other side of the Earth. Is this true?
Yeah. Right?
So maybe that's what they've been saying about Waterworld. We're only looking at... You think that map wraps all the way around. I guess some people think that map wraps all the way around. But no, that's just half of the planet. That's why some people say that it's flat. I can see why they say it's flat now.
Right.
Because one side is all water. Might as well be flat.
Yeah.
I get it now. It's a joke.
Well, you've been making a lot of revelations today.
Well,
Twitter has really
go on.
changed your outlook. It's changed the way you understand certain
I think I'm visual
fundamentals.
That's a lot of water. That is a lot of water, though. right?
Yeah.
Like you can't even see like hardly anything. Like you know what I mean? What's that down there? Fiji and stuff. Hawaii over there somewhere, probably real small. I think this is Hawaii right here, right? No, this here. Oh, you're right. It is a little bit of a chain, a little more of a what do they call it? Arpeggio. Nope.
No.
What is this? Is this it?
Archipelago.
Archipelago. Is this it?
I don't. I'm no topographer.
No topographer, he said. Gosh, can you imagine? Back in the day, they went from like over here where you can't see land, and we're like, let's just go out here, and they found Easter Island.
Yeah, right.
Oh, just the amount of man. That's a lot. That's a lot of water. I can't get over it.
A lot of ocean.
It's like looking at the Earth, but the other way around.
Right.
Like the backside. That's our little poop shoot. All right. China is adding solar power at an even faster rate than last year. Solar capacity added 19 gigawatts.
Right.
Look at that. That came out of nowhere. Like I know what that stood for. And then now they're up to 2.4. And they saying we need to change the law. Oh, yeah, we need to permanent reform ASAP. Wow.
Also, China has ramped up their coal consumption too.
You have to make it. That's that one movie I watched. They're like, well, we can't stop doing any of that still until it's just they got better. Oh yeah, this guy over here getting beat up. Everyone starts fighting him, hitting him, throwing stuff, and you're like, call the cops. Somebody call the cops.
Somebody help me.
They're right here blocking him. Won't let him out.
What is he protesting?
Probably something to do with Palestine, if I'm not mistaken. But the thing is he's Jewish. Look, they're right there. They won't stop them.
What the hell is going on?
Look, has somebody pulled his hair out? He's being assaulted in front of them. That's terrifying to me. What are their badge numbers? I follow this guy. Film the police in LA. I follow him and have the notifications turned on so I see all of his. Because he is reporting. He's there. He's there for this stuff.
Wow.
They're there to protect property. That's it.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
They're not there to protect us. They finally let that girl out. One pulls them. They're probably going to arrest her. Because you don't just get saved.
Yeah.
You go into the prison system.
Yeah. That's why the military is selling their extra stuff to police forces.
Yep.
Because they are effectively the army for the elite class.
Yep.
If there's any kind of rising up, any kind of agitation, they're going to send the cops out and they're going to shut that down. And they've got the weaponry now to do it.
Yeah, and the tanks and the tank armored vehicles with that are sit way up above where people even stand. Train bridge collapses into a river due to flooding. Man, it's happening. And we're here. We're here to help you guys through it. That's all. A little bit of a mind-blowing thing until we go. Watch this girl. Watch them how they draw these eyes. The eyes follow the pin around. Ain't that nuts? Something?
What?
So he draws the eyes first and then changes them.
That's great.
Ain't that
really
something?
Cool.
Ain't that something? A little cross-eyed there even. Anyway.
That's really cool.
I just like, you know what I mean? I like to share stuff I
Love
find in the thing.
What's that Charlie Chaplin thing? That's next.
Oh, he actually did the distracted boyfriend meme back in 1922.
Hilarious.
Well, now I got to show it because you just can't bring up something like that. But isn't that funny, dude?
Mm-hmm.
It's the meme that we've all seen. There he is. Well, hey, wait a second. The one I showed you a couple weeks ago, and you're like, yeah.
I get it.
Milky Way galaxy. Don't even get me started. We're in between one of these two things here, right?
Yeah.
Bouncing back and forth. Bing, bong, boom, boom, bing.
Bing, bong, bing, bing, bong, bing.
And every 12,000 years, we'd come over to this side. But there just happens to be a few more asteroids and comets flying around. part of the asteroid belt. We get closer to that side of the ring. Ain't that nuts?
Nuts.
Makes me throw my hands. This is it. This is what the host wonder what that is. That's the universe. That's this thing we're sitting in, but sideways. That's the spiral arms, but we are in it. We can't see on the outside of it. When you think about it that way, it's like, oh yeah, that's what that is. We just looked at it. And we're looking straight through to basically a black hole in the center that's eating it up. And also, we're being eaten up by Copernicus, Capricorn, something. We're being eaten up by another system. I thought we were all going away from each other, and here we're getting eaten up by a black hole. Under the
It can't happen soon enough.
Under the mushroom cap. Look at that.
It's beautiful.
You're beautiful.
Beautiful.
We had a lot to say today, too.
Oh no, I missed most of the show. No. Boomer time. Well, Tom, you're here for everyone's favorite part.
Congratulations. Roses and thorns.
Roses and thorns, roses and thorns.
My phone's about to die.
Roses and thorns, roses and thorns.
No!
Roses and thorns, roses and thorns.
Did I hear you say
Roses and thorns?
Roses and thorns. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Roses and Thorns. Thorns. This is everyone's favorite part of the show. Why we give a little song intro. Because we give ourselves a rose for that.
Right. Because the show, the content really is effectively over.
But this is where the show really takes a flight.
Now we reflect on the show.
Mm-hmm.
We give each other roses for things
that were good.
And we give each other thorns for things that were
not the best.
Questionable. The thorn is meant to encourage us not to do it anymore.
Like, I would give a rose to myself because I'm proud of myself for organizing the show a little better in the folders.
It's great. And along that, I was going to give you a rose for putting together that cute reel. I mean, that, you're right. You're absolutely right.
We need to cleanse the palate.
I mean, that's exactly what we need right now.
One way that I cope is looking at adorable animal or cat and dog videos. That's how I found Bunny the dog, who made me realize that they've evolved. Anyway. Whatever, it's no big deal. Except that it's, they're evolving in real time.
Who am I?
Why am I different than you?
My brain hurts.
What? Wait. Hold on a second.
Yeah, I need a minute. There's an I need a minute button.
Woo! So, let's see. Boy, it's just been an outstanding day, bud.
Pound coin.
More swaps.
More drops. A thorn to that a coin that you bought, and it took you to the cleaners.
Well,
you're wiser.
It's hard to blame a coin when you're the one that's pushing the buttons. But I would blame the coins that freeze it. I don't understand that. Why do they do that?
So that they can get all their money. I mean,
then that seems illegal. Seems illegal.
Feels like there's a lot of this that feels kind of illegal.
And are they afraid though of ever getting in trouble for that?
I mean, it's right now. It's totally unregulated.
You're saying I should do this then? Because I am desperate.
Create a coin.
I think that's how they make the markets though, on people being desperate. Anyway.
Taking advantage of people.
Classic capitalism.
Classic capitalism. How about that? One thing we didn't talk about, though, thorn to us. Not talking about the House of Dragon, the House of Dragon episode.
Week number 2, we haven't talked about it.
I mean, it's almost like we don't like this show.
You don't?
No, I mean, that we don't talk about it seems to indicate that we don't like the show. But I love it. I think it's just amazing. It's just been amazing, right?
it makes me upset that there aren't more, or that they don't have more freedom to just make as many as they want.
Mm-hmm.
Like they have to go by a certain month and a certain thing. It's like, just keep making them.
Right.
We got to make sure it crosses a barrier before we'll begin the next project financially. That's wrong. You're messing with our content. Some of us may not make it to the end.
No, you're
Some
right.
of our relationships, people we've known, haven't made it.
It's funny that you say that, because like when those Star Wars, the new sequels were coming out, when we heard that the new sequels were coming out, it was kind of a bit of mine that I'm like, I'm afraid I'm going to die now.
You were that
new Star Wars content coming out. I won't be able to see any of it.
To be fair, you were that way before, just on each one. You were like, I got to make it to the next one.
Yeah.
Then they came out then you were like, they're never going to do prequel. But then when they announced the prequels, you got freaked out for sure.
And now so much of it is just crap. I'm watching that Acolyte right now.
And is it fun?
The Acolyte. It's just
no room for witches in your heart, huh?
I mean, it's just the writing feels a little hackish. I mean, it's fine, but they're also a little fast and loose with lore. And it's just so in my head. So the writing is it's like very plot driven. It's like something happens as soon as it needs to. That makes sense for the plot.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Doesn't necessarily just happen on its own.
They don't necessarily explain why they're doing things. It's just, we have to do this now. Trust that we have to do this.
All right, shoot.
It's just, I don't know. It's just very mediocre.
And that's not what you want.
No.
It's going to be mediocre to make it for kids, but then they made those cartoons for kids. They're great.
Actually, I got off the subject because that's what I was about to say. Is that's what I resigned myself to. I'm like, well, this is clearly written for kids.
Mm-hmm.
Because this is not written for the Star Wars fan.
Ain't that nuts, though? The things that built them.
And I guess
couldn't be me.
I guess I knew.
What'd you know,
that
bud?
they didn't care about the fans. When they had the opportunity to have one last adventure for Luke and Han and Leia,
didn't even let them have it,
and they didn't even have them together in one scene.
That is nuts.
And then Han is killed, and Carrie Fisher dies.
Here's the thing:
and
you know what it would have capped it off. They saved Carrie Fisher in the first one. They saved Han Solo in the third one. They should have saved Luke in this one. They should have had to go and get him. They should have been the ones that find him.
Yeah, right.
With her connection, and maybe when they're making love, it's a little more powerful or whatever, combining the energies. You know what I mean? Then all of a sudden they're like, "Oh, we both see him at the same time right now! Excelsior! I found him!"
Are you turning Star Wars into a porno?
Well, I'm just trying to say a for instance.
But and I definitely appreciate that they wanted to introduce new characters that we would take forward. But you could, just because the movie has those three major characters, they can be introducing side characters or new characters along the way.
They could be. Could be.
That could go on for other adventures.
They don't have to just do it cold and we just have to meet somebody. You're right. They could have been a little bit funnier about it.
I think it's largely been awful, though, the Star Wars Disney. Anyway, thorn to Disney for almost all of their Star Wars content.
It's hard to create something and then go, "Oh, I should have done it this way." Because boy, that's art for you.
Yeah.
But it definitely is. I'm sure it's got to be difficult for them as well. We're supposed to just be happy they did them at all, right? Just be quiet, be happy. All right, that's what they tell us.
But
settle down.
House of Dragon is great, though.
House of Dragon's great.
So good.
They could dwell on dragon stuff a little more. They could.
It's gonna be the most expensive thing about the show. All that dragon stuff.
I guess.
And I would imagine, because in Game of Thrones, correct me if I'm wrong, like all the dragons were gone, like they had killed each other
in the Dance of Dragons.
Right.
In this war, they all died.
Yeah. So I feel like they're building up to that.
Oh yeah, I think this week's gonna be pretty big.
Yeah, looks like
dragon fights.
Looks like some big war stuff.
Boy, what's that Damon doing? Exciting. That Damon.
He crazy.
I hate that Christian Cole. Is it the way they write him?
Yeah.
They want us all to hate him? Because, boy, I hate that guy.
We do.
But Damon gonna go take that whole castle by himself. Come around like he got a gun and stuff.
Yeah, right?
I mean, I guess you would point it, and it would make you a little braver to walk in tip first. But
I know it makes me feel braver.
Come on.
Walking in tip first.
OnlyFans? How about that tip first action?
Shout out to our OnlyFans subscribers.
That's what they are.
Who you guys get to see us
on the tip tops
and our OnlyFans account.
Bitty bottoms.
And we're naked.
We're naked.
From the waist down.
Up here we wear shirts.
Yeah.
You guys don't pay for it.
You don't pay for it. So look us up on OnlyFans. Meltdown Island.
I'm sure all these dudes are paying. Thanks, bud.
Cocks of Meltdown Island. Na-na-na-na-na. Real cocks.
Easy, bud.
Real cocks of Meltdown Island.
We just put two roosters fighting as our show.
That's right.
They just fight, and we just put our words over them.
Right. You get it?
It's not a bad idea for a show, to be honest with you.
Anyways.
I feel like we would say our mantra, but
I feel like we've been saying it all along.
And it's never changed, though. It's not changing anything.
It doesn't change anything.
Maybe I need to write a song about it. That'll help. No?
I mean, songs bring change.
Kendrick Lamar had all the gangs in L.A. together.
Mm-hmm.
And then fella went over there to Canada, did him a rap show, Rick Ross, and he got into a fight with Canadians.
Yeah.
Now we're fighting because the song was so good. And he played it after the show. They not like us, and he's in Canada. Talk about Drake. And then they start fighting. They hurt people. Not Rick Ross. His security guard went down hard. Everybody's not good. It's not good. I don't know why everyone's so aggressive.
So Rose the House of Dragon is what we're saying.
Agreed. Thorn to fighting.
If you haven't checked it out yet, we encourage it. It's worth it. Acolyte, not as much. Thorn to Acolyte.
Thorn to Acolyte.
Anything else? Any other roses and thorns?
I mean, Rose to Pondex.
Yeah.
It's up to, what is it up to now?
Let's see what that is.
840,000? 840 million, pardon me. Let's see. Let's just see. MetaMask. You got that Phantom. Pondex. We hit this button, it takes you to the front screen. You hit this top button here, the green button. I hit that button all the time because it takes you to the front screen.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get to see Mega Wins, $400 is up right now.
Wow.
So if I make me a swap on the Solana, I could make a win. That money.
If you're chosen some sort of lottery or something?
It is. It's like a lottery for people who are swapping.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
See these swap rewards, all these swap rewards? That's how I got that coin that ended up going slightly all the way down. But what you gonna do? I don't know what you're gonna do. Please tell me what you're gonna do. I need an answer. But for 844 million. Last week was at 38. Going up every week now. That's great. especially since they're giving these rewards.
844. 844. I mean, you can even run that up to 845, really.
In less than a year, it's going to get to $1 billion. Rewards going to drop. And the thing about the rewards is, I believe that the rewards are tied to an Ethereum Foundation matching gift. That if your project is giving directly to retail investors, the average fella that don't do so good at it,
right?
That they will match whatever rewards or gifts you're giving to the retailers. And I bet you they have to cross a certain amount they've given to prove. And then I think they will get that matching gift. Maybe it's a year of doing it. After a year of doing it, we get it. Because when I think when they give us our rewards, they were going to be nice and big, but then they're going to be double whatever we thought they're going to be. That's my hope.
I hope so, buddy.
That's my hope so, too.
So.
It makes sense, though. You would have to prove it for a year that you've been doing it. That makes sense. Because I keep saying $1 billion. It's too bad they just didn't tell us in a year. In a year, you'll get rewards. Start right now. Go. I was still gone. I'd have still gone.
Well, I hope, buddy.
Well, we'll see.
Hope is a good thing. Maybe the best of things.
This could be my last one. This could be my last hope.
Dies.
Gulp.
Don't worry, we're going to be extinct soon enough.
You think soon enough for me?
You know, we add $1 trillion to the national debt every 100 days.
Who was the last president that had it under control?
Bill Clinton.
And then what happened? The Supreme Court stepped in and gave it to Bush. And then ever since then, it's been a downward spiral.
Stop the count, says the Supreme Court.
Stop the count.
And then, but when they did continue the count, Al Gore won.
And then what happened? They still said,
doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Well, we already said it's going to be this guy. So, sorry.
It's wild. That's why when I hear things like Boomer Tom said something about Hillary Clinton last week. Mm-hmm. I was talking to my mom earlier. My mom thinks that, Hillary's still in power. And I'm just like, she's not.
She's not.
She's not.
She's hiding in the woods.
Just like John Kerry, when he lost, he just said, I tried my best.
Right.
He became Secretary of State, and now he's gone. They do their job. They get to be in the history books. That's it. They've achieved it.
Well, I think he's presently Biden's climate envoy.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Gone.
But if Al Gore wins that election, we might not be in the climate crisis that we're in today because he understood it. He obviously.
He was definitely going to make some moves. But oil wins. Oil wins.
Oil always wins.
Oil. It's for winners. Anyway. Stop the insanity.
Stop the insanity.
We got to we got to do something about the Supreme Court. Just got to.
All that blue is melt. And that's the Arctic sea ice. God damn. Those solid white areas just get smaller and smaller, don't they?
And when you think about it, the sun don't even set on it. Just keeps beaming at it.
It just keeps beaming, keeps pounding energy into it.
Hmm.
And then
we should take some of that energy. What if we put a big thing over it, like a sun catcher?
Stop the insanity.
Like a battery and sun. You know what I mean? Recyclable.
Big solar panel up there.
Big solar panel over the Arctic. Think about this, bud. All of a sudden,
you got to build the infrastructure then to get the electricity.
Well, we happen to have a little bit of room now.
Oh my God, so expensive. Who's going to pay for that? That's such an expensive project.
Well, when the world wakes up and says, "Oh no, there's no other side of the earth for us to go and live."
I mean, it should have been for the last 20 years. Every new house that's built has to have solar panels on the roof.
Maybe. They even made those solar panel shingles.
Yeah.
At one point.
I mean, who fights that? The electric company, your local electric company, because They provide power.
Instead of innovating.
If everyone makes their own power, what are they going to do?
Let's just make the light bulb less effective, and then they'll have to buy more light bulbs.
We're such a mess.
If you know, you know. Light bulbs, the first world conspiracy to make the world worse. For profits. There's still a light bulb.
Mm-hmm.
Still a light bulb in Boston that burns. For 100 years it's burned. Never burned out. Because they legally weren't allowed to replace it with anything that good ever again. It really has cut back on the fire department's light bulb issue, though.
Yeah.
It's crazy, though.
Stop the insanity.
Stop the insanity.
Stop the insanity. Because, corporations are people.
The only way we're going to stop the insanity is vote. But even then, our choices aren't that same.
Our choices are awful.
Jon Stewart, 2024.
And it's...
Jon Stewart. He's the only one.
I mean, Democrats are Republicans, and Republicans have become far right conservatives.
So far. Trump asked that general to go and shoot the people so he could walk over to that church to hold a Bible upside down. He told them to shoot people. Just shoot them. Oh, well, how about with some, rubber bullets?
We got to get money out of politics.
Got to get money out of politics. That's the issue. Money in politics is trouble.
And that will help us get to...
half of it. Over half of it.
At least getting the government out of our vaginas.
Getting corporations out of our government, at least. They're just too in it now.
They're all in it.
They own that Supreme Court, clearly. Did you see that RV?
Mm-hmm.
Anyway. Sorry I'm melting down.
Just in the nick of time.
The judges came out with that ruling, and it melted me down. But here's the thing is, Biden could just do anything. He could kick Trump out of the country. Official act.
I don't think it works that way, buddy.
Neither does any of the things that Trump wants. But he said, and then see that. But what you're saying is there's Republicans that were like, these guys want to do this, and it's like, no, we're trying to show you how scary it can be.
Right.
We know that you guys gave him a gun, but he's still playing with a butter knife. He's never going to do anything.
That Project 2025 is scary.
They're going to give corporation prisons, more money to just lock people up. Separate men from women. Just keep them locked up. Ugh.
And then those prisons will use them as cheap labor, and they'll make money that way too.
How are we going to keep those cheap clothes?
When you put a financial incentive keeping someone in prison, guess what? They're going to keep them in prison.
They're going to find a way.
Find a way to keep them in prison.
Oops, they fought. Click, click.
Another 6 months.
What? He sneezed without using a handkerchief? Click, click.
3 months.
It's terrifying. It's going to turn it into Handmaid's Tale. Watch Handmaid's Tale.
Well, I mean, fortunately, we'll be bankrupt before then. I mean,
you think?
We're $33 trillion in debt. There's no way. How do you pay that back?
Buy Bitcoin, I guess.
Right now, China is unloading U.S. treasuries. They were a big buyer of our debt, and now, so now we got to find.
Because we went to war. We went to war for a while there.
China does not like us.
They gave us a lot of money, though.
They want to be number one.
They are number one.
And for them to be number one, we have to be knocked from that perch. So they're doing it. And this whole,
anyway. We are melting down. We are melting down.
It's a mess. But we should probably go. It's late, and I'm weary, and your plans don't include me.
You're like a poet up in here.
Still here we are.
Yeah, all right. Let's do a little back-to-back action because these shirts match. Bye. All right, so long.
All right, nice work. See you next week.
Bye, everyone.
Hey, tune in next week when we see if DUSTiN can tell which vegetable is being cut by the sound of it being cut.
I can't.
Have a good week, everyone. Thanks, everyone. Roast all of our
You.
commenters.
To you. Are you still watching this? Rose.
Rose.
You.
Chickily.